praise. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Child of God, I want you to know something. God cannot allow you to lack. It's wrong for you to lack. It's wrong. I said it is wrong. Thank you. You cannot have a God who has all things, who knows all things, who has all power and all influence, and be in lack. It is wrong. Whatever way he has chosen to provide, you must connect into that provision. Let me tell you something. If you are watching a gospel, if you don't have a raving testimony, you are not a gospel. You are not. Just know that you go to gospel church, but you are not a gospel. If you, in this period, if you don't have a raving testimony, you are not a gospel. You are a member of church. Because I know these things as I know it in my spirit. And let me tell you something. It takes faith to connect into God. The word has gone forth. You have to practice your faith on the word. Some of you, you just sit down as though you don't know what we are talking about. Where is your raving testimony? If you don't have a raving testimony, you are not a gospeler. You can keep coming to the church. Nobody has stopped you. But just know inside your heart, you are not a gospeler. Because if you are a gospeler, there must be a supernatural provision for you. There must be a testimony that something is... You cannot be stranded, broke, confused. No. It is not possible. That means you are not connecting to the God that I'm serving. Because if you know the God that I'm serving, my connection with him and my assurance from him is that there is provision. There is provision. And you have to, if you will fast, if you pray, if you sow, if you roll on the ground, if you take 3 hours to dance to God, whatever you need to do to ensure that you are among those testifying. Let me tell you why it's important. It's not because you need to have something to eat. No. The reason why you must have a raving testimony is because you have to get used to the ravings. The reason, this is important. You have to get used to the ravings. It's either you are walking in unbelief or you are just careless. There are only 2 reasons why you may not have a raving testimony. Either you are walking in unbelief or you are just careless about your faith. You have to connect to the ravings because other days will come that you will need the raving. Even if you don't need the raving now, exercise your faith. Exercise your faith. And God has released ravens in this season. Do you know just yesterday, I saw a testimony. Now you can go online and check it yourself on Sid Roth. A man was talking about what happened in his church. How a raven appeared to a woman physically she came out of a shopping mall. There was a physical raven there with money in his mouth. Dropped it on the ground. It's on YouTube. So go to YouTube. Type Sid Roth. Type, what was the title? I'll get the title. I'll post it on our page. Go and take it. A raven appeared to the woman physically, not in a dream, not vision. A physical black bird carrying dollars in his mouth. Comes to her, not afraid of her, walks towards her, drops it on the ground, flies away. She picks the money, brand new clean notes. I saw this testimony yesterday. I saw this testimony just yesterday.
Tell me about the supernatural raven.
You know, you can't make this stuff up. One of the precious sisters in our ministry, she was going through kind of a challenge at the time, and she went to the store and a supermarket and spent, pretty most of what she had buying some things, but there was a few things she needed to get at another store. So she left that store and went to another one. As she's pulling up in the parking space, a raven comes down in the parking space. When the raven comes down in the parking space, they notice that he has something in his mouth. As they get out of the car, they go toward the raven. He doesn't fly away. This is a bold raven, Sid.
This is.
And he starts walking toward them. As they get closer, he gets closer. They get closer, he gets closer. And they reach down and they realize that he has money in his mouth. And he just stands there. And when they get closer, he drops the money and he flies away. It was $50, the exact amount she had just spent at the store before. Now here's the part that's so interesting. These were fresh, crisp banknotes, like they had just come from the bank.
Brand new printed.
Brand new crisp bills in the raven's mouth.
A raven bird, a black, appear to have carrying dollars. Do ravens carry dollars in their mouths? Physically.
My God. My God. Jesus.
So this thing is not a joke. This thing is not a joke. Supernatural supplies. The Spirit of God spoke to me in a vision. He said, presently there are 15 ravens in the ministry. 15. He said there are 15 ravens that have been dispersed. He said there are 10 that you have to contend for now. And there are 20 that are yet to be released. There are 15 ravens that have been released to cause supernatural happenings where finance is concerned. 15 already released. He said there are 10 you are contending for. And I believe by the prayers we've been doing in the past week, speaking in tongues, I believe 10 of them have been activated. Because he told me this like over 2-3 weeks ago. Then he said there are 20 more ravens that have not come, that are on their way. Making it how many? 35. I don't know why 35, but this is what I saw. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Can you see it? 15 ravens released, 10 to fight for. And what? 20 on their way. So there are 35 ravens that have been assigned at this time. I believe when these 10 are released, are activated, in other words, it's like they are I don't know why they are, because we should contend for them. It's like maybe there's a battle in the realm of the spirit for them to be able to come. It's a contend for 10. 15 have been released, but you have 10 to contend for. So maybe there's a battle in the realm of the spirit. But he gave me this 3 weeks ago. But just this week, as we spoke in tongues, I have a conviction that many of the 10 have been dispersed. Yes, have been released, not dispersed. But the other 20, I don't know the timing. But let me tell you what I know as a prophet of God. Difficult days are ahead. Difficult days are ahead. And a lot of nations are going to be broke. A lot of nations are going to be broke. The biggest beneficiary of all that is happening will be China. Because the Lord told me somebody will use what is happening to help China. Somebody will use what is happening to help China. Take note of my words. Somebody will use what is happening. Not China will help. He says somebody will use what is happening to help China. Who is that somebody? Are you hearing what I'm saying? So China is the biggest beneficiary, will be the biggest beneficiary of what is happening now. But somebody will what? World economies are going to be in trouble. That's the reason why you need to think very well. Think very well. Do not just sit down there. You have to think very well. God has a plan. And that's what I'm going to preach today. Why we have to engage the mysteries of God. All through times, you find out that it was engaging the mysteries that differentiated God's people. You have to engage the mysteries of God. We have to what? Engage the mysteries of God. Because we are in the difficult times are ahead. They are ahead. Difficult times are ahead. With over 30 million people, 33 million people as of yesterday, out of job in America, 33 million people lost their job. How many? 33 million. Lost their jobs in America alone. With over 250 people dead in less than 2-3 months. That's not the people dying because of normal causes. That's not people dying because of other things. COVID alone, over 250,000 people dead. And the numbers have not started going down yet. So difficult days are ahead. UK airport, one airport used to take out 1,000 planes, I think in 1 hour. Or per day, 1,000 planes take off per day. Per day or per hour, I don't know. But just think about how many planes are not moving. The whole airspace is empty in the world. Jobs are shifting from one kind of employment to other places. A lot of money is trapped. Because there are two things happening. There's what is called diversion of money. And there's what's called trapped money. Diversion of money is money moving from one industry to another industry. That means some industries are getting richer. Remember what I told you about Jeff Bezos? Because adding 25 billion during the shutdown because of his business. So that money, where did it come from? So instead of me paying money for flights, I used to spend for flights. Since I'm not traveling now, let me buy a new TV. You see, people are going to shift. People's desire, people's interest will shift. Their interest will shift. Their interest will be diverted. People will change their focus from one thing to another. Money diversion. Come on, say money diversion. Money diversion is money has left some industry to another industry. That means I used to spend, because people can't stop spending. We have to spend. So your priority will change. I used to spend school bus, 10,000 every month. Children have not been going to school. I used to spend school fees, 200,000 every month. Children have not been going to school. I used to spend mechanics 60,000 every month. My car has not been moving. So money cannot just be. So now money is heaping up. So I need to divert. So some things become more important. I'm at home. I need a gym equipment so I can exercise. I buy gym equipment. Oh, I'm hungry for this kind of food. What I will not try before. If I feel it before, I'll just close my mind. But now when I'm hungry for it, I say, I want to place order. Because I have money piling up. Especially when money is coming. Because a lot of people have continuous stream of income. Why some people have reduced, but it's not zero. So money is still coming, but money is not going. So money has to go. People can't just keep receiving money. So they have to spend. So now they change their spending from one direction to another. That's called diversion. Money will never evaporate. So money is the same amount of money that was on earth before. It's still the same amount of money that is still on earth now. What's happening? The money is diverting. It's moving in another direction. Some people are getting poorer, some people are getting richer. One. So, think about it. A lot of things you spend money on, if you go and do your calculation, you find a lot of things you spend money on in January, you didn't do it in February, you didn't do it in March, you do it in April. A lot of things you used to do. So think about it. Now, that money has moved somewhere else. One. Two, a lot of money will be trapped. Trapped in the sense that, number one, a lot of people have died who were not ready to die. So their money is what? Trapped. Two, a lot of money, like loan, like money that was taken for projects, came into the account before they were disbursed, lockdown. So those monies are what? Trapped. Are you hearing what I'm saying? So a lot of projects could not continue because the money is there, but it's trapped. Then there were a lot of loans that were processed that were supposed to be dispersed, has not been released yet, trapped. Then there are a lot of people receiving money, they've not decided what to do yet. Some of you know what I'm saying. I don't know of you, but I have not been spending too much. Though I've been spending on helping people and all of that. My helping people doesn't change. So I have a fixed percentage for helping people. So it goes to the accounts for helping people. So those accounts are reducing and increasing because I add to them, then they reduce because they are helping people. But when I look at my own personal things I need to do, apart from my normal spendings, because of the shutdown, we're not doing many things I would have done. I'm not thinking of buying this, buying that. I'm just sitting. So money is also piling. Now, both the diverted money and the money piling up needs to go somewhere. Your connection is your riving. See, this is the reason why a lot of, take note of maybe 60% of the testimonies, somebody just sat down and decided to send you money. Why? Number one, they used to be so busy they forgot you. Now they have nothing to do. They remember you. Oh, hold on. Number two, a lot of them are having money building. They need to spend. And the Holy Spirit is putting you in their mind. But that's the lowest cadre of raving supply. Remember, I told you of a higher way that God expects you to operate in this raving, which is for you to be a raving supplier. How is that going to happen? God making you rich through the circumstance. God making you rich through the circumstance. God increasing your financial capacity through the circumstance. That's where your faith is important. You need to get up and tell yourself that I can make money now more than before. You need to adjust your business. You need to adjust what you are doing. You need to make a change. Start tweaking your business. Do not sit down until you lose all your money. There's some business you need to close now. There's some staff that need to be laid off now. You need to know what to do. You need to sit down and not just sit down and your business is going. They say our shop is still closed. It's closed. The shop is closed. It's getting close. Close. Before you know you have no money. Better change that shop to something else. Just pack what is there out. Pack something else in and open. They said salon should not open. Restaurant should open. Okay, pack out all the salons and put table and turn it to a restaurant. Start cooking there. Don't wait until you have become broke before you think. I know a lot of people will still not think. So I'm just saying it to those who will think. Because a lot of people don't like to think. Don't wait until you become broke. You say, I'm a teacher. They told us not to come to school. They're not paying me salary. Private classes. Talk to some of the parents. You can go and teach them at home. There might be two that are living close together. You can put them together. Give the parents an idea. And go and teach. Do something. Don't just sit down. Take advantage of the situation. That's the second Kedar. Kedar 1, free money. Kedar 2, business. You're having good ideas, strategizing. Karama Shatara. Let me take you to the highest Kedar.
Highest Kedar.
Thank you, Holy Ghost. So apart from you now being smart, rearranging your business, finding a way to ensure that money keeps coming in, you have to enter the highest level. The highest Kedar in Raven Supply. These are operations of Raven. First one is you receive money. People send you money. Or like some people got free alert. They don't even know where it came from. Raven can help you to get free money. You can wake up and find money in your house. That's just one level. There's a higher level where your supply comes because you are innovative in your business. You are calculating, you are planning very well.
Yes, sir.
The third level, which is the highest level of Raven Supply, is when you can see the future. That means, in the midst of all this, part of the Raven Supply, which I think maybe is also these 3 batches I'm looking at, some of the Raven operation will be to help you see what is coming. In the midst of all of this, do you know what will happen next year? Do you know what will happen? If only you can know what will happen, then you can know what you should start preparing. There are some things that will become scarce that you need to start producing now. It's not yet scarce, but you have seen it to become scarce. You start producing it and storing it. There are some things you start shipping now. Because the time will come, nobody will be able to ship them. You need to see the future. If only you can see the future, you can now begin to sell, just like what happened to sanitizers and all this stuff. Some things were 600, they are now 25,000. Some are 65,000. Why? If only somebody saw it and filled the warehouse with these things. So what is still coming? What food will be lacking? What will happen? What will happen? If you can know what is coming, then you start planning now. So that when it comes, you are ready to lead. And that's the highest Kedar. Number 1, free supplies. Number 2, business innovation. 3, like Joseph, he said the king has seen what is about to happen. The 7 cattle you saw are 7 years. The 17 cattle are another 7 years. God has shown the king what he's about to do. So what is the counsel? Word of knowledge, word of wisdom.
Yes,
What should I do? He said it's very simple. Number one, set up collections now that there's surplus. Set up collections. Gather the collections in preparation. So that when the time comes and there is famine, you bring out what you collected. And it worked so much that everyone depended on Pharaoh for food. 7 years of famine. So, how do you tap into these things? Number one, be up to date with happenings. That means follow what is happening. If you are very smart, if you are following what is happening, you can tell what's about to happen.
Yes, sir.
So number one, follow what's happening. Go online, know what's happening. Know what UN is saying. Know the policies they are making. Follow what is happening.
Yes, sir.
That's number one. Follow.
What is happening?
Go and register on investment sites that will give you information. One of them is WeTracker. Find out what they are saying. Check what they are saying. Check the news. Check what they are saying. Number two, pray the mysteries. Pray the mysteries. Because what they are saying will help you. It can also deter you. Because they may be wrong. So, but you need to know what they are saying. The importance of knowing what they are saying, even though they can be wrong, is that when God speaks to you, you can know. Because the voice of God many times is always opposite what they are saying.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The voice of God follows the path of the common and jumps off, comes back, jumps off, comes back. So what they are saying, what is happening in the world, the current saying, the current happenings, is the road. The wisdom of God is the car. Car cannot drive without the road.
Yes, sir.
So you must connect yourself with what's happening. Get all the news, get all the updates. But pray the mystery. So that when the word of the Lord comes to you, you'll be able to track it with the happenings. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Lapa Karatish. You need to move from Kedar 1 to Kedar 2 to Kedar 3. This, you need to move. You can't just keep waiting for somebody to send you free money. It's raving, but that's the lowest level of raving. The raving will not only supply you, it will empower you. The raving will not only empower you, it will also reveal to you what is coming. But you need all three. When you get to the third level of raving, you don't stop receiving from the first level. You keep receiving. It can be higher, but don't stay there. When you go to JSS 2, you still have the knowledge of JSS 1. Just that you are now learning something more. That's what I'm saying. So every one of you, I want you to start thinking. Start thinking. Start thinking. You are a tailor. People may not come to your shop. Can you put your dress, your fashion stuff online? Can somebody order for the dress and send the size and you can prepare it and send to them? Is it possible? Think. Think. You say, I'm into baking. Nobody's ordering. You need to think. Is there a better way to reach out to these people? Is there a better way to do what you were doing before? Or are you going to just leave that industry and move to another one? I was talking to my wife's younger sister who happens to work with an airline company. And we were talking and she was talking about migrating out of where she was. She already started a course.
Yes, sir.
And she said, I'm doing something on nursing. I said, good for you. You're on track. Because when the airline resumes fully, it will take them years to recover. Yes. So there will either be pay cut or Retrenchment. They will either lay you off or they slash your pay. So, if you are a nurse, the more the pandemic, the more they need you. The more they shut down, the more you are open up. So if you are a nurse, you are in a better field than an air hostess.